There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.
Hey everybody, we're back.
We're COVID free.
COVID free. It feels so good to be back doing a Disney podcast and not coughing all the time.
Yeah.
Even though I might still cough occasionally. Still got a little dry cough. But feeling much better.
Yeah.
I got a lot of comments and emails asking about my well-being, so I appreciate all of you. Thank you for checking in. I'm feeling much better. I went through the whole COVID thing, had fairly mild symptoms, just needed some medication, but definitely on the mend.
You freaked me out the other night. We were supposed to record and Matt calls me, and I mean, HIPAA exists, so I'm not going to give everyone your business. And I was like, are you okay?
I just needed to go get some medication, but I'm feeling much better. Just side note, the whole COVID thing, I feel like it's getting worse. So just everybody listening, be careful out there.
Mm-hmm.
Wear your mask in public where you can. live your life, enjoy yourself, don't stay cooped up in your house.
Right.
Go outside, get some fresh air. But when you're going to the grocery store, when you're in the drive-through,
sanitize.
Hand sanitizer, and just be courteous to the people around you.
Yeah.
And wear masks, and we'll get through this and end up like, Hong Kong or Australia, where they're, going to live concerts and having a good time. And
crazy. What a concept.
So
also take your vitamins, I have to say, because I think I only mentioned this in our Patreon video. I don't think I've said it on the show. I was exposed. And so my mom and I had to quarantine together for 10 days. We tested negative twice. But honestly, I think the only reason we didn't get it is either just prayer and vitamins.
Yes.
We took a lot of stuff there. So anyway.
So yeah,
COVID's a big thing going on in the world right now. I feel like this is the next biggest thing going on in the world right now is what we have to talk about tonight.
Sure. But before we do that,
yes.
Because we've been so behind on podcasts, we've also been behind on our Patreon stuff. So real quick, we are going to do our November patron giveaway. So, Susie, I was actually, I think we talked about it a little bit on the last episode, where I was supposed to meet Susie in Animal Kingdom. And the day that was supposed to happen is when our COVID journey started. So I was not able to meet up with her.
It texted me that morning. I was like, what is going on? Like, that was scary. It's been a weird couple of weeks for our show.
For sure. So Susie got our giveaway item for this month, and I'm insanely jealous. She did.
I want one.
Message me a video, and we picked it out together.
Yeah.
And it is awesome. Like I think this fits with Christmas and the holidays, and we're going to try to get this out this week to the winner. So
we need to talk about that after we record this.
How to ship this?
Because Susie's about to go to Disney.
Oh, that's also true.
Anyway, we're going to figure it out.
We will figure this out and get it out to you as quickly as possible.
Oh, man. What a week. Okay.
So go ahead and pull it out and show us what it is for this month.
This is so exciting.
So dramatic.
Oh, hold on. It's upside down. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, how do I open this? Okay. They did a really good job with the bubble wrap. Okay. This month's Patreon giveaway is this amazing
Christmas
Walt
ornament.
Disney World ornament. And you can see, obviously, it's the shape of Mickey. And inside the ornament are the 4 parks landmarks. And then all around it are different little things. Like there's a Figment, X-Wing, TIE Fighter, a train, Peter Pan, clouds like Pixar.
It's one of the coolest Christmas ornaments that I've seen Disney come out with in a while. So
it's cute.
It's very ornate and elaborate. So so we're going to go ahead and pick our
race tag off.
We're going to pick our winner for this month. And as per usual, we have our Mickey sink that we will pull this from. Oops. So all of our patrons their names are in the sink. I'm not looking in the sink. I'm looking away from it. And this month's winner of the Christmas ornament is actually our newest patron, Hannah L.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
So Hannah, we'll email you and get your address and all of that, and we will send this to you. So congratulations. So for those of you who are watching and you have no idea what we're talking about, we do some extra stuff each month. We do bonus episodes, bonus content, and then we have a monthly drawing of a Disney prize. Sometimes it's a Disney gift card. Sometimes it's a Christmas ornament. Sometimes we've had Funko Pops. And to qualify for that, all you have to do is become one of our patrons on Patreon. You can find us at patreon.com/Imagineers. And for as little as $2 a month, you can get access to all this content, including our monthly giveaway. So come find us if you are a listener of the podcast and you want to see more content and help keep the podcast going. We would appreciate it. We appreciate all of our patrons. Thank you so much. It's awesome being able to interact with you each month. So without further ado, let's get into tonight's subject.
Oh man.
Wow, what a day.
Oh my gosh.
The past couple of hours have just been crazy nuts.
Yeah.
Disney had their investors meeting. It just ended probably half an hour ago. And basically Disney came to their investors, and it was all digital this year, over the internet, pre-produced. But Disney Animation Studio, Disney Plus, Marvel, Pixar, and Lucasfilm.
Star Wars, yeah. Well, we have to say Lucasfilm because there's a couple of other things.
Lucasfilm, and don't forget about National Geographic.
I love National Geographic on Disney Plus. I have loved The Right Stuff. I'm excited for all the upcoming stuff they have too.
So I love National Geographic stuff too, and I agree with you 100%. The Right Stuff is actually a great show. It's so different than what I think you're used to thinking that National Geographic produces. This is an episodic story of the Mercury 7. So it's really cool. And if you haven't watched that, you should go check it out on Disney Plus. Okay. So they had the meeting, and then they presented basically their future slate. I mean, some projects going all the way into like 2023, I think.
Yeah.
So we would be here all night if we went in depth on everything. So we'll just kind of hit the highlights. Disney owns the world. Like, after this finished, other streaming services have to be like quaking.
Well, I read in one of the articles and looking everything over, and I read a lot, and I'm really excited. So maybe this is like a fever dream, but I'm 90% sure I read that since August, the number of Disney Plus subscribers went from like in the low 60 millions to like 75 million. So we're talking like a 25% increase in the last few months. So Disney Plus is like really, really taking control of the streaming service lane. Like, and Netflix needs to be worried. Now, Netflix is a completely different game in terms of their content, but everyone just needs to be really nervous because this is the future. Look at COVID. It shut so many things down. Streaming is big.
Disney has thrown down the gauntlet, and they have essentially proven that Disney Plus is one of their top priorities, if not the top priority. Like, I hate to even say that over the parks, but I mean, they have a lot of eggs in the Disney Plus basket. And I think their goal, I think they said at the end of the presentation, 100 plus titles or series, movies, shorts each year. So that's their goal.
And Warner Brothers recently said how they're partnering with HBO Max. So they're going to have like their movies for like the next year are going to be streaming on HBO Max. So you have to think like, even if the coronavirus was gone tomorrow, the mentality of people is still different. And I think streaming just is going to play a huge role in how I miss movie theaters. I love movie theaters, but with these shows and shorts and not even shows where it's multiple seasons, even like the Kenobi series where it's like a limited run. I think that's obviously the future of entertainment. Disney's putting a lot of money behind that. So I mean, streaming is where everyone's going to be going now for even theater releases at this point.
Right. Yeah. I think I hope theaters aren't dead.
I hope not too.
I love the theater experience. not everyone has surround sound or a nice sound system or a big TV or a home theater. So, I mean, the IMAX experience. I mean, you can't replicate that anywhere else.
Yeah.
So I think the movie-going experience still is important. I think it still can be enjoyable. And I think it has been proven that you can still do that safely. I think both of us have actually gone to a theater in the past couple of months for a movie. I went and saw Empire Strikes Back, and it was socially distanced. And they asked people to wear their masks if they weren't eating or drinking. And we had a good time, and it was enjoyable. And so I think that can continue. So we'll just have to see where that goes. But Disney is releasing a lot of content, both for theater and for Disney Plus. So our good friend Michael, because I was screaming all night. I was so excited for all the new stuff.
Oh my gosh. Same. I mean, it just kept coming. I'm sure everyone, the same way, like notifications going off. My friends and I all texting each other. I was tagged in like so many things on Instagram and Facebook. Like I'm sending Matt stuff, and then he's like, "Oh my gosh, they're about to do another thing." I was like, "Oh my gosh, let's like." So really, we kind of changed our plans for tonight because we felt like it's been a while since we've had big Disney news. Right. So we got to dive into this for a little bit.
So teaser for a future episode, we were doing the Pixar theory. So we will continue that on another episode because I think this was just important to talk about. And who knows, maybe some of these new movies will just tie into that.
Because Soul's coming out soon too, so they have to add Soul to that whole. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. So let's start with Star Wars.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Because
I'm freaking out.
Well, not just Star Wars, LucasFilm. They had. Let me look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 new series, continuation of series, or movies. So obviously, The Mandalorian is going to be continuing. New episode comes out tomorrow. It'll be one of the first things that I watch.
Yep.
Because the last couple of episodes have literally maybe some of the best that they've done in all the 2 seasons that are currently out. So let's do the other outside of Star Wars ones first. Children of Blood and Bone. I don't know too much about this. I know it's a book.
Yeah.
And I know it's pretty popular. I've heard of it. I just don't know a lot about it. So
the author is, I apologize, I cannot remember which country she's from, but she's African. So it's a young adult novel, and she wove some like of her like culture into it. And so it's very kind of like Harry Potter meets different African cultures, kind of adventurous type thing. It sounds really cool. I'd love to read the book now, knowing that that's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're doing a Willow series. So fans from the 80s are just, I'm sure, screaming right now. So we will have a Willow series. I wonder if, I just forget his name.
Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis. I wonder if he'll be coming back.
I'm sure
they'll have him come back.
He has such a tight relationship with Lucasfilm.
For sure. And then Indiana Jones. We knew this was coming, but they did have a release date finally, and it's supposed to be summer of 2022. So we're still about a year and a half away from that. And Harrison Ford, they may be wheeling him out in a wheelchair, but
I don't understand why they're doing this. Like when he would throw punches in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, it was painful to watch.
What movie? What?
Oh yeah. This is going to be the exact same way, please. This is going to be bad. I'm calling it now.
I hope not. So, all right.
Okay, now that we've got those out of the way. No offense.
Those are out of the way. There are 10 Star Wars series that are coming out. So, there's a droid story. There is a Lando series.
I have to be honest, that's the one I'm least excited about. Just because
I don't know, Donald Glover, man. Donald Glover.
I
I thought he was great.
I like Lando, but I'm like, how is this going to be much? I mean, I know Lando's a different character, but like, we're just like really focusing on like one time frame with a lot of these shows now. And if I had to give one the boot, I would probably do the Lando one, just because I'm not sure how Star Warsy it's going to be.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Then there's one called Star Wars Visions. And then we have Rangers of the New Republic.
That's going to be interesting.
Yes.
Because say the next couple shows and then we'll circle around, because there's going to be some crossover with a couple of these.
Yes. So there's going to be an Andor series. So Cassian Andor from Rogue One, who, spoiler alert, died at the end of Rogue One. So obviously this is
One. There's a lot of death in Rogue One.
Obviously this is pre-Rogue One. And then we have the Acolyte.
I'm so excited about that. It's set during the High Republic era.
High Republic.
And the new High Republic book series, that entire era of Star Wars lore is about to start. And I think that is the future of Star Wars, is going to be way pre Skywalker era. So that's going to be great.
Yep. And then there's going to be, and this is probably one of the ones I'm most excited for, Rogue Squadron.
Mm.
So Rogue Squadron is, there was a game for Nintendo 64 that I played so much growing up.
Oh my gosh.
And I think being able to see this on screen is just going to be great. Obviously, the previously announced Ahsoka series, they confirmed. We got Ahsoka in a couple of the late two episodes ago on The Mandalorian. So that was the first time we saw her live action. I thought they did an amazing job. Great casting.
Yes. I don't have time. No, go. No, if they're going to do it, I thought they did a good job. But I will say, if anyone was wondering why her LQ and her Montrals were short, it's because of stunts. They said that it's because of doing stunts. So we won't get into the whole Togruta biology, but but that's why. And everyone who's complaining about the wrinkles, there was wrinkles on Shakti in episode 3 deleted scenes. So like, at me if you want to, but I thought it was fine.
And then maybe the most anticipated of the series, limited series. I don't think it's going to last long, but maybe a season. Obi-Wan Kenobi. So Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it has been confirmed that Hayden Christensen is coming back as Darth Vader.
Oh, that makes you so emotional. And I'm sure we're going to get flashbacks.
I'm sure.
It's going to be so good. Did you mention the Bad Batch, which had previously been... Well, that had been announced before, too. But now we have a trailer for the Bad Batch.
Yes, and the trailer looked great. So the Bad Batch, for those of you who haven't watched the latest season of the Clone Wars, it is... they did like a little 3 or 4 episode arc.
Yeah.
In at the very beginning of the season, the last season of Clone Wars. It's a different
Bad Batch of clones.
The Bad Batch of clones. So and they were fun to watch. And
I enjoyed it.
I remember watching them and be like, that would make a really fun series. Well, here we go. So
it's going to be a nice bridge between Clone Wars and even Rebels. It's going to be like going during that time. So we'll get to see some cool stuff there.
And speaking of bridges, I think this can be said about both Star Wars and Marvel, which we'll get to. There are a lot of bridges being constructed between all of these series and movies. They are intertwining and connecting, and it is almost critical now to get the whole picture for both movies and television shows, you have to be able to watch both.
Well, we called this after Solo. When
Yeah.
Solo introduced Darth Maul, and everyone, like, no one in my theater gasped. I did. I was at a small theater, at a Sunday, or not a Saturday mid-morning thing, but there were kids in there, and none of them had seen it. And I was like, oh, like, they brought Maul. Like, that's a huge, difference from a kid's animated show, which is, by the way, not just for kids. It's amazing.
Right.
We got a note about the Obi-Wan show. I'm so stoked for the show. Obi-Wan is like my favorite character. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good.
Yep.
All the feels. But yeah, we called this a couple years ago. And speaking of crossovers, the Ahsoka show, the Mandalorian, and then dadgummit, the other one, Rangers of the New Republic.
Oh, yeah.
Those are all taking place right around the same time, so there's definitely going to be crossover between there.
And I wonder if the Rangers of the New Republic is anything to do. Because they've kind of hinted at it with a little bit with Cara Dune.
Probably.
Maybe. So, guess we'll see.
Oh my gosh, we are so blessed.
So,
what a time to be alive!
What a time to be a Star Wars fan.
And you'll notice, like, real quick, there's really nothing here that is like continuing post Rise of Skywalker era.
No.
And I think that's very telling. And I'm going to keep the rest of those thoughts to myself.
Yeah. Well, topic for another.
Yes. All right. So that is Lucasfilm. Do you want to move to Marvel?
Let's do Disney animation first.
Okay.
I feel like Disney animation is exciting, but I feel like it wasn't as exciting as Star Wars and Marvel, even though there are great things that are coming out. Top of my list, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers.
Yes.
Live action Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Andy Samberg.
And John Mulaney. Oh my gosh.
This is going to be the greatest thing ever.
I mean, DuckTales. Well, DuckTales proved that they can really you can combine nostalgia with like modern day whatever and the different types of humor. Like, everyone's going to love it. DuckTales was phenomenal. And so if they continue that same kind of vibe into Rescue Rangers, oh my gosh.
And DuckTales is actually ending with this season. So we just got a few more episodes left. And I've heard they're going to go out with a bang. So I'm looking forward to it. But one of my favorite things that they did in the series, and they actually did it in season 3, we got the origin of the Rescue Rangers and how they became the Rescue Rangers.
Oh
I'm not going to spoil it because you need to go see it yourself.
I haven't seen this season.
But it's stuff like that made this DuckTales reboot above and beyond great.
Well, they're planning now. They're putting things in there to like lay the seeds for future things, obviously.
Shout out to that series. One, I think they did a great job with the characters. They took characters that I think were weak in writing from the original series, like Webby. And turned her into a strong character. Like, it's awesome. Yeah. And great voice cast. But then they also have just it's this whole universe of basically Disney cartoons from like the late 80s, early 90s. Darkwing Duck, the Three Caballeros.
We talked a lot about all of that history. Yeah.
Goof Troop. There's some Goof Troop stuff or Goofy movie stuff with Goofy and Max. Trying to think. And then, of course, this thing with the Rescue Rangers. So, side note, go check out DuckTales if you have streaming service, not Disney Plus. I think they have the first 2 seasons, but since they're currently in,
that's why I haven't seen the last one. Yeah,
YouTube TV if you have it, and I don't think Hulu has it, but I know YouTube TV does. But yeah, great. It's a great show. So Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Uh, Raya, is it Raya?
Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah. Raya and the Last Dragon. I think
Kelly Marie Tran.
Kelly Marie Tran is going to be the lead character there. And then Awkwafina is the dragon. Awkwafina is like killing it with how many movies she's in. I don't know if you watched all of the presentation, but like she's in that one. And then she is also in
The Little Mermaid, isn't it?
Yep, The Little Mermaid. She is Scuttle. And then she was something else. And I can't remember what it was, but I'll find it here in a second. I took notes. There was a lot of note taking tonight. Hang on. I felt like it was something with Marvel. And
I don't know.
Oh well.
Whatever. There's
a
lot.
She's being cast quite a bit, so I think that was an interesting thing to take note of. I'm like, oh wow, look at that, good for her. So let's see, Kelly Marie Tran. I think one of the things that they pointed out about this is the first movie I think that was fully produced outside of the studio, and it was actually done at home over like 400 people's houses. They put this thing together and produced it. So it comes out March 5th, simultaneously on Disney Plus and in theaters. They're doing a Baymax series. So for fans of Big Hero 6, this is going to continue directly after the events of that movie. And it's going to focus on Baymax's original operation system, like the nurse Baymax. So each episode, Baymax is going to be taking care of a different patient. So
That's
I think
cute.
I think that'll be fun. That's coming in early 2022. Zootopia Plus.
Yes.
So this is very tongue in cheek. I love it. They are doing like reality TV of Zootopia characters. My favorite one being the Real Housewives of Rhododendron. So the little rodents.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had like the Jersey hair.
Yes,
they look like the Housewives of New Jersey.
I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing.
Oh my gosh, the puns, the jokes, the like weird little. It's going to be great because that movie's full of golden nuggets.
They're going to focus on why did I just forget Gazelle? Gazelle, the
Giselle.
No, Gazelle.
Gazelle, that's right, because Giselle's the model. Oh my gosh, they messed up my whole life.
So Shakira's character, Gazelle.
Yeah.
So her dancers are going to have like an episode, and it's going to be So You Think You Can Dance.
So
spinoff. So yeah, there's lots of fun. That'll be great.
So creative.
We are getting a Tiana musical comedy series. There wasn't a whole lot of details on this, but yes. Yes.
2022 though. I think that one and the Moana music
2023.
Show. Okay, it's the other way around.
Both of those.
Oh, they're both 23. So far away.
So Tiana's getting a musical comedy series, and then Moana is getting a series. And then there is another series that they talked about that is going to be produced by some African artists. I think that they partnered with. And the series is going to be called Iwaju. So yeah, they are just really diversifying their portfolio. I think is super strong. You're getting stories from a lot of places, and that even continues on with the feature film, which comes out next year, Encanto, which is going to focus on a Colombian family. It's also a musical, and Lin-Manuel Miranda is returning, writing the music for that. So this is first time we've seen him since Moana. So it's good to see another Disney animation film with him and his music. I loved the music in Moana, so
good.
I'm looking forward to see what he does with this movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that. I don't know. I there's a lot of a balance of like new ideas and then like kind of new ideas and then like continuation. There's a nice variety of what we're getting. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yep. So let's move on to Pixar.
Okay, good.
So we're getting several series. We actually had a comment about Pixar. JH plays Beyblades in movies. Why did Disney Plus get rid of Pixar outtakes? I do not know.
Why did Pixar stop doing the outtakes? A couple years ago, they stopped. I mean, they were hilarious. I don't know why they stopped doing that.
Yeah, that's a good question. So maybe we should email Bob, see what he says.
Get the answer straight from the big man.
Right. So Pixar is doing several series, and I think all three of them are really great ideas.
I do too.
Let's start with Win or Lose. I think this is
going to be my favorite one. I'm going to cry in this one. I know it.
This one I think is the most unique, and they actually gave backstory on the idea of what this was. So a couple of the animators for Toy Story 4 who were working together, they would go into meetings and then they would come back, and one would be like, man, that was a great meeting. That was awesome. And the other person like, that was the worst thing ever. So it's just how people differentiate things. You know, like I see things one way. Susie might see things another way. You know, I like The Rise of Skywalker and Susie doesn't. So
you liked it?
I mean,
have I just been blocking that from the last year?
I didn't hate it. I was fine with it.
Please get back to Win or Lose.
Anyway, Win or Lose is basically that, but it is going to be focusing on it was a middle school softball team like a week before the championship or something like that. And it's I think the perspective of each player. So how each player sees the build up to that, the week build up to that differently than each other. So I think it's a very unique and interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
Then we are getting a Lightning McQueen and Tow Mater road trip series.
Why?
Because money.
Why?
Kids love
money.
Kids love cars. Don't you remember when that movie first came out?
Yes, I mean, and there's still cars everywhere. Just go buy a Cars toy. They're still in existence. I don't need another crappy. I'm sorry. The first movie was good, and then
I was about to say I thought you liked Cars. I like
racing. I like the first Cars. The rest of the Cars franchise is a dumpster fire. Cars 2 definitely is.
Cars 3 wasn't bad. And Cars is okay. Like, it's not my favorite. It's if you go back and listen to our Pixar ranking. Cars is actually pretty low on our list, but it's still a good movie. I think they have good characters, and I think this will be a fun series to see Lightning and Mater
like at some point
on a road trip.
To stop. Okay. But the third show
I know you're going to love
is called Doug Days. It's Doug from Up. And Doug and Carl are encountering something new in their quaint suburban world, like puppies and fireworks. Doug Days is premiering fall 2020. I love this so much.
They showed a clip.
So cute.
They showed a clip and I was immediately sold. So it follows it follows Doug and Carl after the events of Up. And so the clip they showed was Doug babysitting puppies. A big box of cute, cuddly puppies, and they're like chewing on his ear and messing with his language settings on his collar.
So cute.
So I'm definitely curious to see what comes out with that.
Now there's a Pixar movie.
There are 3 Pixar movies.
What did I miss?
There are 3. No, yes, 3. Definitely 3. Turning Red.
Yeah. Okay.
Turning Red, which is follows an adolescent girl who I think they said she's 12, about to turn 13, and I guess she turns into like a red panda.
It'll be like that sometimes.
Again, not a lot of information given on that, but it's Pixar. I'm sure it's going to be great. It's going to be unique. And then we have Luca, which we have gotten some previous stuff on that. It's going to be a story of 2 Italian boys and their friendship growing up. So yeah, I think that's going to be a strong one. But then the one that I can't believe, this was all the ones I'm like, I cannot believe they're doing this. But are you excited for this, Susie?
I am so excited for this.
Are you only excited for this?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
No,
so
I'm legitimately okay. Listen.
What? I thought Toy Story was dead to you.
No. I love those 3 movies.
4. So
there's about to be 4 now.
But why,
this is so
why
different.
do they need to do this, Susie? Why do they need to do this?
This is so different. Shut up. Let me explain. Okay, so there's going to be a movie called Lightyear, and it's going to be about, in the world where Buzz Lightyear is a toy, this movie is going to be about the character that Buzz Lightyear is based on. So it's not the toy Buzz Lightyear. It's the fictitious person Buzz Lightyear that they make the toy after, and he's voiced by Chris Evans. Why would I not love this?
Well, anyway.
No, it looks cute, and it's going to be like very like mid-century space agey. I would imagine, because that's when, they reference it a lot, obviously, in Toy Story, the age of like Westerns and cowboys leaving into like space odysseys and adventures and stuff. And that's when it took place. So I would imagine it's going to have that kind of a vibe. So
I'm a sucker for a good space story. We talked about The Right Stuff on Nat Geo's Disney Plus channel. Interstellar is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love
The Martian.
The Martian and
so good.
First Man from a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Apollo 13.
Yep, Apollo 13. So yeah, I think seeing an animated space movie is gonna be great, especially one that surrounds Buzz. So that's good. All right, last but not least. Marvel. Wow.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Like, oh my gosh.
Hold on. I need to do a count on
There's a lot. Yeah, I'm looking right now.
The number of things that they mentioned and talked about. I'm just going to list them off. WandaVision, Multiverse of Madness, Spider-Man 3, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Loki, What If, Shang-Chi, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel 2, The Eternals, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, Armor Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, I Am Groot, Thor, Love and Thunder, Blade, Ant-Man 3, Fantastic Four, and Black Panther 2. Like, what on earth?
It's literally like, and now not all of those are shows, by the way, just to clarify. That's also a mixture of the movies coming, but I would say it's a pretty even split. We're getting a lot of Marvel show content, and it is all over the place.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack in the Marvel presentation. Like Susie said, some of these are movies, some of these are shows. series. Some of these are actually even shorts, and some of them are one-off specials.
Yeah.
So WandaVision.
Wow.
That
trailer.
They showed a full trailer for this, and I think this is going to be unlike anything Marvel has attempted to do.
Yeah.
I think they are taking a risk. I think it's a good risk. I think it's going to pay off. But I think this is going to tie in with maybe a comic book storyline with Wanda when she kind of loses her mind a little bit. So it's going to be trippy. And this is going to lead into directly tie in to the actually a few things. What is it going to? Captain Marvel 2 is going to connect with WandaVision. And the Multiverse of Madness, which is going to be the next Doctor Strange movie.
Now, I thought I saw Darcy from Thor in the trailer. Maybe I was wrong. I'm wondering if there's a tie-in there too.
Maybe.
The actress who plays Darcy, I can't think of her name. I don't know, but this opens a lot of possibilities because there's also been a lot of news this week, just speaking of Multiverse of Madness and the fact that things are going to get kind of trippy. With all the Spider-Man 3 announcements going on right now, we are definitely setting up for a expansion into the multiverse in every sense of the word. Like,
oh yeah,
if you guys
100%.
Haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, by the way, please go watch that. It's one of the
That's a great movie.
One of the best animated movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I think Multiverse of Madness is going to. I'm curious to see how far they push this because it's some pretty dark stuff, scary stuff. I mean, this is essentially Marvel's first horror movie, with Mordo, and I think also we're going to have Blade come into play. So I'm curious to see how far Disney will push those boundaries. We do know that they are actually going to be releasing some more adult content on Disney Plus. I've actually seen the splash page for like the parental
guidelines
or a guard for this, so kids can't access that. But so I mean, like Alien, or they're bringing some of the Fox titles that are above PG-13 into the Disney Plus library. So yeah, going back to the Marvel stuff, I think it'll be interesting to see how far they push the envelope, especially with Multiverse of Madness. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is coming.
Ooh,
got a little trailer for that. I think that's going to be great. Black Widow has been pushed to May 7th. I think it's going to be a fun movie. I think it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm glad they pushed it. I think that needs to be seen in theaters. And I think,
I agree.
I think a large portion of the country will be able to do that by May.
I think that's going to be a good way to kick off the summer action blockbuster thing. And Disney's taking a slightly different approach than what Warner Brothers is doing, because Warner Brothers is releasing their entire 2021 movie catalog on HBO streaming service.
Yeah.
Beginning like Christmas.
Yeah.
So all the things like Godzilla and Matrix 4,
Wonder Woman
are all going to be coming to streaming. I think some of those are coming to theaters as well, but they will all be released on the streaming service. So Disney might, hopefully by May, when it's supposed to be released to theaters, they'll be able to make some money off that, and I'm sure they will. So then they showed a trailer for Loki. Did you watch the entire trailer?
Yes.
Okay. That was different than what I was expecting.
I don't care. I'm just excited.
Oh no, I am too. I'm pleasantly surprised.
I wasn't expecting. I had no expectations because his timeline has been completely like thrown out the window. So I was like, I have no idea what this show could be. So Tom Hiddleston's on. I'm along for the ride.
So that looks incredible. And I think maybe at the top of my list for anticipated things is What If.
Yes.
I was excited for it before. And it has been announced, and the premise is, I think, was a big selling point for me ahead of today's announcement. So the general idea is they are taking Marvel backstories for characters and asking the question, what if, and changing their story arc, or sometimes even their gender, or who is playing the character.
Yeah. Like, what if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum and not Steve Rogers? And so it's basically like Captain
Britain.
England. Yeah. But it looks incredible. And because it's animated, you lend the ability to get the original actors to, like, it's not as time consuming, obviously, or as expensive as live action. So you get that same like high quality, and the animation style looks so cool. It's so
that's what sold me. That's what sold me tonight. I mean, it has quickly climbed up to the top of my most anticipated Marvel show that they're releasing. The animation style is incredible. Like, it looks so good. And I think they got everybody to come back for the voice cast.
Yeah, I think so too.
So that's going to be a great show. Then Shang-Chi was a little bit more detail on that. They briefly teased a few of these, like Shang-Chi. They talked about Miss Marvel, which again is really expanding the diversity of Marvel stories and bringing them to a broader audience. And so I think that's going to be great. Captain Marvel 2, the Eternals, which is going to be like the big blockbuster, I think, for the end of next, is it 2021 or 2022? I think 21.
21. No, November. Wait.
Yeah.
November 5th. Yeah.
So that's going to be.
That movie's been kicked around for a while, I feel. I think it was announced so long ago. I think it's been moved a couple times, but I may be wrong.
Right. Then they're having the Hawkeye movie, and they're bringing in Haley Steinfeld. I remember Haley when she was in True Grit.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I remember that.
She did such a great job, and I remember watching that movie and be like, this girl is going somewhere. So I'm excited to see her in another movie. Or actually, I think this is a show. I can't remember. Was Hawkeye a show or?
I think Hawkeye's a show. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's a show. Hawkeye is a show.
And
there's a dog. There's a dog in Hawkeye. I don't know.
Yeah.
There it is. Cool.
And then She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, Armor Wars, which is going to focus on basically Tony Stark's worst nightmare of what he feared, what would happen with the Iron Man suit coming to life and coming to fruition. And War Machine is going to be
with Rhodey.
Yep, with Rhodey. He is going to be featured in that movie. Ant-Man 3, Blade, again, really kind of pushing the envelope on content there with the vampire stuff. So I think that's going to be fun. Thor: Love and Thunder starts filming very soon. And then they announced that Christian Bale is going to be the villain in that movie. There's going to be a series of shorts called I Am Groot.
It's going to be so cute.
Again, not a lot of details on those. Black Panther 2, they talked about they are not recasting Black Panther.
Right.
So, and there was some stuff on social media this past week about Shuri. So we will see what happens with that.
I thought that was people want to blow everything up now.
I know.
I didn't feel like that was worth getting upset over. And obviously Disney hasn't made an announcement in terms of her casting, but I think it's good to know that we're not that whatever the plan is, it hasn't been like drastically thrown out the window with whatever they're doing. Because I hate when, and I understand there's a difference between recasting when there's like a contract issue and recasting when like an actor dies. So like if you look at the first Iron Man and the second Iron Man, like Rhodey's two different actors, and that's just really annoying. Because it is, and I understand for whatever reason, but I like that they're not going to recast because this is a huge role. Like, Black Panther's a big deal. That was a monster of a movie, just culturally, financially. I think that's the right decision.
Yep. So that's currently being written right now. Also announced and in production is Fantastic Four. So hopefully this time they'll get it right. I have confidence that in the hands of Feige, it'll be good. So
third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm.
Right. This is 3. This is the third time, I would think, right?
Yeah.
There's the Jessica Alba. There's the other one they did.
Yeah, Silver Surfer.
No. There's the other like reboot of Fantastic Four. Reboot. With like Miles Teller, yeah.
Oh no.
So. Sorry, I think you forgot about that for a second.
Yeah. Purged it from my memory. And then, last but not least, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
I didn't know I needed that in my life.
And I am going to be better for it. So
yeah. Gosh, I hope it's like purposefully really, really bad, like this Star Wars holiday special original. Not like that bad, but I hope it's like really kitschy like that.
Oh, I'm sure it will be, and I think it will be classic Guardians of the Galaxy humor. And they're actually going to be shooting it while they are shooting the next Guardians movie, hopefully sometime in the next few months. So, and I think that is actually the holdup on the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster because they have not shot any of the pre-show stuff because of COVID. So once they start rolling cameras, I think in Australia, I think that's where they're actually shooting the movie. So once cameras start rolling, they're going to be shooting 3 things. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and then the pre-show elements for the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster, which is coming to Epcot soon. So
wow. I'm surprised they wait so long to do pre-show.
Yeah, well, I mean, they didn't have a choice.
I guess. I mean, they started on the attraction, like the concept and everything, so long ago.
Right. Well, you know, there was the whole thing with the firing of the director.
Oh, that's right, James Gunn. And then the rehiring of James Gunn.
Yeah, the rehiring of James Gunn. So, and then once they rehired him, then COVID had hit, and then everything shut down. So,
what a weird.
There's just been delays all over the place for movies and theme park attractions, which we have talked about at length over the past several months.
It's depressing. I'm tired of it.
But what's not depressing is the future of Disney Plus and the studio, because this is so exciting. Disney essentially dropped a nuke on all streaming services today, and it is so good to see. I'm amped up for the future of the content. It is a great time to be a Disney fan. It is a great time to be a Pixar fan, a Marvel fan, and a Star Wars fan for sure. So,
real quick though, I do want to throw this out. So, beginning in March, Disney Plus is going to go up by $1.
Oh, good. Yes. Thank you for bringing that up.
For the standard, yeah. So the standard is going from $6.99 a month to $7.99 a month. And if you have the bundle like I do and don't watch anything really but Disney Plus and can't figure out how to cancel your subscription or change it, if you have the bundle, which is Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, you're also going up $1. So from $12.99 to $13.99 a month.
Still, I think the best deal out there.
Yeah, because Netflix is $14, and that's just Netflix. So for $14, you're getting Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. So all of that costs you an extra $12 a year.
and again, Disney's goal is to add 100 titles, both movies, shows, shorts, every year. So that is just a lot of content.
That is a lot of content.
So,
and that's not even including like potential 20th Century Fox stuff.
Yeah. So
who knows? I'm never going to leave the house. I have too much to watch.
If we all have to quarantine again, it's
we're going to be okay.
We'll have something to watch. So, well, I think that's going to do it for tonight's episode. We've gone an hour. So
this just happened, and so like I'm at my mom's house because we're going to Disney tomorrow. Like I'm packing stuff up, I'm getting notifications, and then like we decided to just do this because it's important to tell everyone what's going on because there's a lot of information out there and it's hard to get it in one place right now.
Yeah, and you're going to Disney tomorrow.
You're going to Disney tomorrow.
And I'm going to Disney tomorrow. And you may or may not, we may or may not just, record some videos. Do some stuff. Maybe some live stuff. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I don't know.
Play it by ear. Definitely some Patreon stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think we may review some of the cookies during the cookie trail.
I don't want to be let down.
I'm sure some of them are good. So we'll be honest.
I've been burned. I've been burned before. The cookies at the Christmas party were so disappointing.
I will go ahead and give you a preview of an article that I do want to write, and I'm going to be taking some photos. One of my favorite things to do for Christmas, I haven't been able to do it the past couple of years, but I have done it before, and I want to start doing it more consistently every single year, is, it's the holiday season. It's the Christmas season, and I'm going to take my stocking, to Epcot with me tomorrow, and I'm going to roam World Showcase and put an item from each country in my stocking.
Oh, that's cute. What are you going to do with the stocking?
Hang it on.
Hang it? Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know if it was like gifts for like your wife or your child or anything.
Right. So
this is my stocking.
we're going to do stocking stuffers from World Showcase.
That's cute.
I think it's a fun way to, get away from the, chocolate coins in the stocking. So something unique from each country in World Showcase.
I like that.
So yeah, do an article on that. I'll take some photos, but I think that's our plan. Well, we're definitely going to meet up. So we will definitely do something. Probably pick out our Patreon gift for December. So
I wonder what it's going to be. I wonder if it's going to be something Figment. Are you going to make us get something Figment?
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
I'm sure there's something.
We'll just send a box of the cookies.
Maybe. So again, for those of you interested in becoming a patron, you can find us. We are at patreon.com/Imagineers. For as little as $2 a month, you can help support the podcast and also get access to exclusive content, which are episodes and discussions. And in some cases, even with a higher tier, we actually have private chats, video chats, and we just kind of talk about, whatever you want to talk about. So it's we have a lot of fun with our listeners and viewers who support us there. So if you want to come support us, you can come find us on Patreon. For those of you who have not subscribed to the podcast, you can find us. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, basically any podcast provider, however you like to listen to your podcast, either on an app or on your computer. You can find us. Just search for the Imagineers Disney Podcast. And if you have liked these episodes, leave us a rating. Tell us what you like about the show. And spread the news about the Imagineers Disney Podcast by sharing it on social media. So you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Again, search for the Imagineers Disney Podcast. Share the podcast with your friends. Let them know about it. And we really appreciate you guys. We appreciate our listeners. Appreciate our viewers. So thank you, everyone who watches the show and listens to the show. And thank you again to everyone who checked in on me. I appreciate it. So I am feeling better.
We have a good following. Yeah.
So we have some awesome followers, and they're also some of our awesome clients. So if as most of you know who follow the podcast, we are both travel agents with Travel Nation, and we are part of a wonderful company. Travel Nation is an authorized Disney vacation planner, so we are your Disney expert. So between the two of us, we will take care of you on your Disney trip, and not only your Disney trip, your Universal trip and your Royal Caribbean, Carnival, cruises, all inclusives. And in fact, I'll briefly mention this. I know a lot of things have been canceled this year. It's been a very rough year for travel. And a lot of places are coming out with some really great deals for the remainder of the year and into next year. So one of them I will point out is our friends over at Palace Resorts. And I think they have actually had one of the best deals anywhere. Yeah. They actually had it for Black Friday, but they've actually extended it through the end of January. So if you book through the end of January, you actually get in Palace Resorts that they have several locations. A lot of them are in Mexico, but if you book one of their all-inclusive resorts between now and January 31st, you get an extra room for free.
That's absolutely insane.
It is a 2-for-1 deal.
That's literally the craziest thing I've ever heard.
And so what that actually means, and there's a few ways you can do this. You can bring somebody with you. So say if you wanted to bring your parents, a set of parents with you to have the other room, you can do that. You can save this room for yourself and use it for another trip.
That's the coolest part, by the way.
It has to be before June, I think, 14th. So if you use the extra room before then, so if you went in January, you could go again and say May for free. Now, flights aren't included. It's just the room. But, but it's still a ridiculous deal. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, we are here to help you. We love Disney. We love doing Disney. But we can do other things for you because we are licensed to help you with any of your travel needs. So even if it's just a hotel for the night, we can help you do that. We want to provide the best service possible for you.
At no additional cost.
At no additional cost. So contact us. You can find both of us at imagineerspodcast@gmail.com. Just tell us where you would like to go, when you would like to go, and details like how many people are in your party, the ages of the people in your party, if you're bringing kids. That way we can get you the most accurate pricing for where you want to go. And then we will get back with you ASAP and get the ball rolling on your vacation planning. So I think that's going to do it for this week. So
wow.
We look forward to coming back at you soon with another episode. And remember, friends, if you can dream it, you can do it.
There's really no secret about our approach. we keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.